I can hear you well.
Okay, now I can hear you better. Little bit.
हाँ, वीडियो थोड़ा मैं बाहर हूँ तो इंटरनेट ठीक है इधर.
Okay, ठीक है, चलेगा.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavats,
Hare
Jai Shri
Krishna,
Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada, Hari Bol.
I can hear you well.
Hari Bol.
Okay, now I can hear you better. Little bit.
हाँ, वीडियो
Hari Bol, Anurag Sharma Prabhu.
इंटरनेट.
Okay, ठीक है, चलेगा. Okay, Prabhus, Hare Krishna. Om Agyanti Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Tushe Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Acharya Shri Gadadhar Pandit Shivas Pandit Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrind Ki Jai. Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram.
Ram Hare Hare. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Tushe Namaha. Sorry, saying that again. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Acharya Gaur Bhakta. Jai Hari Bol. So we can quickly recap a little bit of what we were. Last times, what we had covered was the meaning of Krishna consciousness. Was covered last time. Previously, we had covered the mystery of Krishna consciousness, and yesterday we covered the meaning of Krishna consciousness. And the last time we covered the meaning of Krishna consciousness. Actually, there were many points in that anyway, but the meaning of the word Krishna consciousness was derived from Krishna Bhavana Amrit, and that from this particular verse, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Matihi Kriyatam Yadikutopi Labhyate Tatra Laulyam Api Mulyam Ekalam Janma Koti Sukritir Nalabhyate. So we had talked about that this Krishna Bhavana Amrit, the meaning of the word Krishna consciousness means there should be the intelligence and the mind completely absorbed in Krishna. And that actually meant that was a verse in the 12th chapter which we looked at. The mind is completely invested in Krishna, the intelligence completely invested in Krishna, and the mind is completely absorbed in Krishna. That is the meaning of the word Krishna consciousness. And we looked at another morning walk example where Prabhupada translated rasa into anxiety. Means the anxiety to serve Krishna. That's what our goal is eventually. So our goal is not to be not anxious. Our goal is to become anxious to serve Krishna, and finally anxious for Krishna. That's because anxiety is a symptom of love, what we had. If we are not anxious to serve, and we are not anxious for someone, then there's no question of love. So we are not just looking for a peaceful life, though there become subsets. We are looking for, actually, at the end of the day, anxiety for Krishna. Anxiety for Krishna's seva and anxiety for Krishna. Because anxiety means that you are liking somebody. That's the point which we had covered. First, there will be anxiety for Krishna's service, and then there will be anxiety for Krishna. For that only we do activity. If we don't do anything, so that activity will lead to anxiety, and the anxiety will lead to further activity. That's the way it will be. So then we had covered this also, that initially we have been ignoring Krishna. Better thing than that is at least you bring Krishna in the picture, you blame Krishna. Better than that is you realize gradually that I am, I should not be blaming Krishna, I am being maintained. And in fact, I am being served by him. And that is why we start then serving Krishna and realize, and in fact, in the very higher stages, the devotees start singing, Krishna is mine. And I'm maintaining Krishna. That's the stage of the Brijvasis. They think that way, that they are even maintaining Krishna, like that. But at least we are at the stage of thinking that I am serving Krishna. I'm meant to serve Krishna's purpose. That is my very definition. I'm meant to serve Krishna's purpose. So we need to be anxious for this anxiety, to gain this anxiety of serving Krishna. So that's what Prabhupada, we had referred to this thing here. So these are the different ways that we have to follow the rules and regulations. They will help us develop this anxiety gradually. We didn't go through this thing in much detail, but when you follow rules and regulations that will purify your senses, the Prabhupada mentions this in the 12.9 purport. You follow the rules and regulations, you will purify your senses, you will come in contact with the Lord, then you will become attached to the Lord and develop anxiety for the Lord. So this is the hierarchy. So we are doing following all of these processes, but doing it in a regulated way, in a regulative way, so that we can purify our senses, come in contact with the Lord, become attached to the Lord, and develop anxiety for the Lord. But here is where we have covered that rules and regulations are actually, following rules and regulations is an art. Following the rules and regulations is an art. It's not we have to follow the rules and regulations in a way that will help us remember Krishna. It will help us remember Krishna. Remember, it is being done for Krishna, for his representatives or my gurus, because that's the goal. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So many people will follow the rules and regulations, but they will not develop, they will not have this goal in mind. So we have the goal in mind. That is the main thing. Is an art. Keep the goal in focus. That's if you don't have the goal in focus, that I am doing this for Krishna, and I'm meant to remember Krishna, right? Like that. If you don't have that goal in focus, then we'll be missing the point of following the rules and regulations. That is the key point here, actually. Nityavarang Prabhu, you are not able to unmute or have your darshan. You're the only one here anyways. If you go on mute and dark, then
Yeah.
I'm just
No.
alien. So
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Just by default be like that only, unless you are in a situation where you have to be on mute.
Yeah. My son was there. He was, yeah.
Oh,
so when you are saying the prayers, he was
we are all
over there.
singing
So
for Govind. We are all doing this for Govinda only. Anyway.
yeah.
So anyway, so I'm just saying this is the this is the what we are looking for, but we have to follow the rules and regulations in a way to remember Krishna. Okay, and then we cover the practical application that we are following the rules and regulations, which we know. One of the rules and regulations we are following is we mention at the start and the end of every mail, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and your servant Balram Bila Das. Now, can we do it in a way that I will remember Krishna? This is also a rule and regulation, right? How can I do it in a way that I remember Krishna? So there were a few points in there. What were the points? Remember and visualize that I am offering full dandavats to this devotee. I can remember this point. I am. You can visualize that. So one is you can remember. Actually, the second is you can visualize that way. And third is you can do it at 3 levels actually. So one, you are doing it. And so second, remember I'm offering. And second can be, you can visualize.
And third is you're actually doing it.
Yes.
Even when the person is not in front of you.
This is at the level of mind, but in this on just thinking. Second is also at the level of mind, but you've kind of brought in the inner eyes also. You know? Because it's higher than the mind is not just thinking I'm offering, mind is visualizing. So, and the third is physical. So 3 levels basically. We can call it at 3 levels. You can do that. You can even speak it. By the way, there's another one. You can speak it. You know, this also you can do while you're writing it. You can see again. I'm just saying that you utilize more of your senses in a way that you can reach that goal. So you can even say it. While I'm writing it, I'll say, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Right? I can even say it while I'm writing it. So the more we use our senses in that way, in fact, probably speak is probably the easiest. So you could say the speak is a start, even 4 levels you can say. You know, one is you speak it. Okay, second, you remember it. Third, you visualize it. And fourth, you physically offer the obeisances. Like that. And I am the servant same way. Right? I'm your servant. I'm your servant. Speak it, not just write it. Because Prabhupada already introduced one thing, write it. Right? Now we are saying, speak it, remember it, visualize it, physically offer it. This would be a nice thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Prabhupada already introduced this. Prabhupada already introduced this. So that's where I was saying. So, you know, this we can write. I think this will be a nice thing. So write, speak, what was it? Think, visualize. But think is like very kind of difficult to, what does it mean thinking? It's kind of difficult to, right? I'm thinking I'm offering obeisances. It's kind of a very subtle thing, right? You don't know whether you're really thinking or not. All of this will help you to think actually. But if you just say, I'm going to think I'm offering obeisances, you actually should be doing one of these things. Then you will actually so you can even say that they will all help each other in some way. You could kind of put it like this also. That way. So in the writing, speaking, but in fact, I will probably even put thinking right in the middle of it, because all of this will help you actually go deeper within and think. So probably think is not even a separate one. They all will help thinking. They will finally go deep within, right? They go deep within
Mm.
If we do this, so write it. So Prabhupada has introduced the writing, but I can do the speaking, I can do the visualizing, I can physically do it.
Mm.
And then I will realize that, my God, actually, what is my real position? And because I'm not really feeling like that right now, I may feel very disappointed also disappointed in the sense that, yeah, I mean, am I really that servant of everybody? But that is the reality. That's the position that we want to be in. It has to be practiced. We are realizing we are still in the realm of the material realm, where we are not really getting into that I am the servant. I am the servant. I'm the servant, like that. So this point is actually so deep. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we can just deliberate on this one instead of going to the new topic. It depends, but because all the time we are actually looking in this. In fact, I have some material related to this. This may be a good extension to that, and cover the Sikshashtakam one next time. Because I didn't write that material, but it can be a good extension to this thing. So we might do that, because you think that, this is the goal actually. The goal is that you are constantly always practicing this point that I am the servant. How do you constantly practice this point that I am the servant? तो इसके लिए मैं एक दो पॉइंट्स यहाँ पे ऐसा डाल रहा हूँ अभी, okay, which I had heard in another lecture, to remember always I am the servant. And so we talked about that's one of the ways to do that. I am the servant. But servant means somebody who is lower, isn't it?
Mm.
Somebody who is lower. You can't be a servant if you are at the same level. Even in fact, even in the same level, servant is somebody who is lower. So
Yeah.
How do you be in this position that you are lower and still be, and I will tell a few points here. At the same time, you are where you are fully willing, you are deeply conscious of why you are a servant, like that, and all that. It's not like you are doing it in ignorance, and you are fully willing, and you are ever increasingly ecstatic. There may be more points, but this I had like, and how would you be like that, where you can be a fully willing, deeply conscious, and still ever increasingly ecstatic servant? You can even call a slave in that way, or just somebody who is like sold out completely.
Yeah, only when you think that there is somebody who knows better than what you know about yourself, who knows what you need, who knows
and here we're talking about everybody, and we're not just talking everybody means and especially a servant. I mean, we're servant of everyone, but especially servant of the Vaishnavas. And but also we're trying to serve everybody in that way. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was thinking only of being a servant to Krishna. I'm not thinking in general. So, okay.
But obviously it will have servant to Krishna. Let's say we say servant to Krishna, but then you're writing servant to the devotees, right? You're servant, like that. So you are a servant to the devotees that way. And in fact, you are eventually a servant to everyone. But how do you practically practice that? That's one thing. How are you servant to everyone? How you're serving everyone that way. But Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nitya Das. Yeah. So my position is that I am the servant. So I want to become a servant like this all the time, who is fully willing, deeply conscious. That means he is aware completely of this. He's fully willing to be. He's not being forced in any way to be a servant. He is not a servant in ignorance, and he is not a servant who is unhappy. Yeah, he is not. Sometimes people can be a servant in ignorance, right? They don't know any better, or are being forced. Yeah, that can be another. Or they are not in ignorance, they are not being forced, but they are unhappy that they are in a position. But how can I be a servant who is fully knowledgeable, who is ever willing, and who is ecstatic? I'm utilizing essentially you in one way, you could say all the Satchidananda features, very happy, fully knowledgeable, and ever increasingly so. Yeah, very willing. So I want to become a servant like that, right? Because that is my final position. That is my final position. So in the whole process of Krishna consciousness is to help us develop this, for me to come to this point. Yes?
Yeah.
So uske liye main kuch, as I said, I have, so the whole process of Krishna consciousness is meant to bring me to this point eventually. Yes, which is fully conscious, anyway, I just wrote that down anyway. Fully conscious, ever conscious, ever willing, and increasingly ecstatic servant. Because that is Vaikuntha consciousness. That is the consciousness of the people in the spiritual world, right? If you want to go to the spiritual world, you can't go without this consciousness. Can't go without that there. अब उसको ही यहाँ पर practice करना है. They are like that, na? They're every. I think I was looking at Vaikuntha consciousness. Me now, I can't do this if I think that I'm better than you.
Yeah.
So, I can't do this. So iska hi, because I can't be see, I can think about God, but that has to translate to the devotees. I'm like that for Krishna, but I'm not for the devotees. That won't do anything, right?
Yeah.
I can't say that I am a servant like that of Krishna, but not of the devotees, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't work, right? But not of that. So it has to be, at least let's just start with the devotees. It has to be for the devotees in that way. It has to be for the devotees in that way. And then eventually, even for the everyone, actually. How does it translate to everyone? We will see, right, like that. That can also be seen. How does it translate to everyone? But I can't be like that for Krishna, but not for the devotees. Now the question is, how do I become like that? If I can't if I still think I'm better than you. Can't do this if I think I'm better than you. So Vaikuntha, there is a statement like that. Vaikuntha consciousness, this I could not search, but there was, and you may have heard that also, you may have remembered. Vaikuntha consciousness is everyone is better than me.
Yeah.
You heard this? This is the statement by Prabhupada only, I think. I wanted to search for it, need to search the reference for this. But that is the...
No, is Vaikuntha consciousness is everyone is better than me, is like everyone is having so much love for Krishna, and I wanted to serve them.
Yes. But I
Yeah.
have no love, so they are better than me, right?
Yeah. In the sense of, yeah, in sense of
No,
loving Krishna, yes,
that's the
they are better than
point.
me.
That person, everyone is better than me. It's there. There's just like, I'll give you the examples. So I'll put the examples here. The example is, one example is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, yeah, which is very famous. He says that I'm lower than straw than the worm in the stool, right? Yeah. Even Srila Prabhupada, when somebody said that he was telling this first class, fourth class person, like that was there. He was mentioned in this in a class, okay? And then he was mentioning that there are, people can be first class, second class, third class, fourth class, yeah? He was saying like that. Somebody got up and said, you are, so which one are you? Prabhupada said, I am fifth class. I am fifth class. I am a servant of everyone. That's it. That is the consciousness of even the topmost acharyas, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Prabhupada. They actually think that I am fifth class. They actually think that way. How can Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami write that I'm lower than the straw he says I'm burning with the boils of envy. I'm lower than the worm in the stool. Like that. So they are actually in that Vaikuntha consciousness. Everyone is better than me.
Yeah.
My question is, how is it that they are genuinely becoming like that and still they are not morose? First of all, they are not.
Yeah.
They are ever increasingly ecstatic. They're deeply conscious. They're fully willing. How is that possible? How will you would think that I will become morose? I will become like, how is this possible? To feel that way and not be. So I will share a few points I've heard in different lectures in this regard. Okay, and we can add to that. You can add to that. How is this possible? This is a question, right? Because in this world, to be happy and all that, you have to become that, I am good or I'm better than that's even if we don't say it, we kind of feel that way within. And that's what gives us the feeling of happiness that way. So, how do you do that? Uske liye a few points I will just, I just wanted to share. One point is that this I had written down in some of my notes, that I had written down in terms of giving up envy, but I'm also now writing it down. So you have heard this Vasudhaiva Kutumbikam?
Kutumbam. Yeah.
So this means
Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Yeah.
So this means that the whole earth is a family. Okay?
Yeah.
Is one
family of Vishnu. Yeah.
No, actually, Vasudhaiva, actually means the earth here. It's not
Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Oh, okay.
Vasudhaiva. Yeah, even I did not know this. I used to think that Vasudhaiva is Vasudev.
Vasudev, yeah.
Yeah, I also think that way. But no, in fact, India is using this. It's all over in India nowadays, this verse, because India is the G20. They're leading the worldwide G20 forum. So they're using this emblem in there, Vasudhaiva Kutumbikam, because it says the whole world is one family. Okay. No, but we
Mm.
know that yes, the whole earth is one family, but who is the master of that family? That is Vasudev. So it's
Mm.
actually Vasudev's Kutumbikam. That's another. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how does that, in terms of in this thing as we are thinking about, the primary point is that Vasudev, it is Vasudev's family, right?
Yeah.
So Vasudev is mine and I am Vasudev's. This is actually, I've heard in another lecture. I am his, he is mine. Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes it like this: Ami to tomar, tumi to amar. Okay.
Yeah. So Prabhu, my uncle is calling me for last 2 times. I just have to take him, otherwise he'll keep calling me. I'll be
Okay.
back in
Yeah.
a minute, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait for you. You're the only one. He's my father means everyone else is my brother. So I'm as happy. That is beautiful. You will give me as much happiness.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm back.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. So I'm mentioning these few points here. One, this will also, so one point is how I'm happy in this, first of all. So it is, we are in Krishna's family, yeah. Krishna's family.
Yeah.
Everybody is Krishna's family. So Krishna is mine, I am Krishna's. Vasudev is mine, I am Vasudev. Yeah.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like what Sarva Prabhu was pointing out last time, that Vasudev is everything for me. Yeah, Vasudev
Yeah.
from Iti. So that means everything is Krishna's family. Whatever he wants, that way also we can say. Vasudev Sarvam Iti. इसमें मैंने ये पॉइंट सोचा था कि basically, so he is my father means that everybody else is my brother, yeah? Correct? Otherwise, what is the
Yeah.
meaning of he is my father? It doesn't mean anything. He is my father, but everybody else is not my brother. What's the point of him being the father?
Yeah.
So now my question is, if you had a brother and he was more successful than you, would you be happy?
Yeah.
If it was really your brother, like your buddy, like ekdam, like you're twins or something. That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely. Yeah.
you would be, if you are, or you can relate it to your son. If Govinda Prabhu becomes more successful spiritually or even otherwise, but what you say spiritually, then would you be happy?
Of course.
So then you will, then the world, as a father, it will come even more naturally that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the point, is obviously Krishna is happy when that person is doing well, right? Krishna
Yeah.
is happy when this person is doing well. So that means I also have to realize this is reality. If this person is better than me, if this person is better than me, then why should there be a difference that I become happy, then I become better than him? Then as compared to when why should there be a difference in my happiness when I am better as compared to when he is better? Because they are brothers, or like he
Yeah.
is so intimate to me. So why should there be? So if I have that feeling that he is mine, to the extent I have that feeling that he is mine, to that extent, it will be that I will be ecstatic in that case, even if he's better than
Yeah.
me. So that's the idea. So that you just have to. So I will realize that if I don't have that, I don't not really Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious is not there. I'm thinking I'm Krishna conscious, but I'm not, because I'm I conscious. So there can be only two things: Krishna conscious or I conscious. So Krishna, basically Krishna consciousness is trying to replace I consciousness, right? The fight is
Yeah.
between Krishna consciousness and I consciousness. That is a fight. So I have to become, the more I go deeper into this, I'll realize that everybody else's success, I can theoretically try to understand, practice it in a way that everybody else's success is giving me the same happiness, or has to give me more and more happiness as compared to my own success. And in fact, my purpose should be make the other person more successful.
Yeah.
Wherever I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the idea. That's Dasarudas. Purpose is to make the other person successful. And that's what will, and won't that make Krishna more happy? When the father sees that he is helping another brother to be more successful than even him,
Yeah.
isn't he more happy?
Of course. Yeah.
So this is the idea, that I am this person, and if he becomes happy, he becomes more successful, he is better than me, I am happy with that. I'm not unhappy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm fully conscious. I'm deeply willing to be like that. I'm ecstatic to be like that. So my endeavor is that the other people actually become better than me, but I will keep doing my very best to make others better than me. It's not that I'm not going to do anything. I will do my very best to make others better than me. How does that sound?
Yeah. Sounds good, Prabhu.
That's the idea. I will do my very best to continuously make others better than me. That is my goal. That is my effort that way. और इसमें एक और related point है. So then you can see the disease of envy is also getting killed here, correct?
Yeah.
The disease of envy is getting killed here. Otherwise,
Pride and envy both are going
disease
away.
of envy and pride, etc. They're getting killed here. Lust,
Yeah. Greed.
and it's getting killed here. So we have to work towards this thing. We have to work towards this thing. Now, I have another one quick point, which one more point I will make is, but some people are working under us. Yeah. So I had heard this one point. Some people are working under us, right? Or are junior, right? Are working under us or are junior, correct?
Mm.
How do you then genuinely think that they are better than me? You can make a show of it or whatever, but but this guy is like really working under me, he's junior, these are things. How would you genuinely think he's better than me? Genuinely. How is Krishnadas Goswami, Kaviraj Goswami genuinely thinking that the worm in the stool is better than him? He's thinking that way, yeah? How can you genuinely think that way? How can I truly practice that? Any point on that?
How can you genuinely think?
It was easy to think for gurus and seniors like that.
Yeah.
But how would you think that for the juniors? Okay, so I'll share one point. Yeah, what I heard. It's a very interesting point. He said, and this happened with me, with His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. Okay. I was extremely fortunate to sit in Seattle Dham with His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. It was almost like a one-on-one in a way. I mean, there were probably others there, but they were not so close. And Maharaj was only talking to me. Okay. So Maharaj told me that, I'm paraphrasing that, but he said, if people like you, oh my God, I don't know exactly what he said, but essentially what he said was, if people like, if young people like you were there when during Srila Prabhupada's time, yeah, how much you would have done for Prabhupada? And in a sense, he was indicating as if like he didn't do anything. He didn't do that much. He said, if you were there the time of Prabhupada, you would have done so much, something like that. Huh? You understand what he said?
Yeah.
So basically, what he's trying to say, and which I heard in another lecture of Keshwaran Prabhu, he's saying that if you were in my position and you had all the facilities that I had, right?
Yeah.
You would have done better than me. So somebody may be junior than you, but see, the thing is that he could not come earlier. But if he would have come 20 years ago, and he would have had all the association that I had, and he would have had the facilities that I had, right? And you can even think about intellectual facility. You may think that you can think about any facility, like, okay, if he would have had all of that, he would have done much better. Even you can think of intellectual, somebody is, let's say, not so intellectually capable. Yeah, you may think that, oh, this person is not intellectually so capable. But that is also a gift of God. Yeah. If he would have got that much intellectual capability, he would have done much better seva for Krishna than what I have done. So he's better than me. Even when I'm writing to a junior, etc., I'm always constantly aware that he's better than me. He's better than me. So That is why I'm naturally in a position to be his servant. So even if I have to tell him something, what to do, etc., I'm doing it from the position of being a servant. Even if I have to correct him sometime, I'm doing it from the position of being a servant. Not from the position higher, but from a lower position than him. Because that is my duty. It's just like my duty to do so. So, because I got more facility, I have the responsibility. So I have to do it from a, from that perspective. That is why that is why I'm saying, but not from the position that I'm higher than him, that way. So that way we can keep in mind more and more that not just my seniors, not just my peers, but people who are quote unquote junior are also better than me. And because they are mine, because they are my brothers, I am very happy that they are better than me. And Krishna is very happy, I know, that I am understanding this fact and I am trying to serve them in that mood. So that's why Krishna is very happy with that. So that is my happiness. Krishna's happiness and their happiness is my happiness. Not I consciousness is my happiness that way. So I'm not here to prove myself. I'm only here to basically serve that way. Otherwise, I'm always thinking, I have to prove myself. I have to do that. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to just serve the others and cultivate this consciousness through practical activity. This consciousness is most important through practical activity. That way. So those were the few, because I heard this sentence also. A lot of times we are just here to prove, but prove myself in what? Prove myself to be better in that sense. No, I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to serve others in their seva, in their success. And that makes me happy. And what was I saying? I'm here to serve others in their seva. That is my, and cultivate this consciousness. The success is actually cultivate this consciousness. I am, cultivate this consciousness. Everyone is better than me. And something like that. And there's an interesting point also. Don't keep saying I am lower than anyone. That gives a bad feeling, isn't it? Not so happy, right? If you keep saying I am better, I am lower than everyone. Instead, say everyone is better than me. Reverse it. Because then you're putting everyone first and putting yours later. And that will be I'm talking about you first. And mine is anyway small time talk. It's not about me, it's about you. Okay. So reverse it, not I am lower than anyone, because that will just take you again to the I trip. I'm lower in general, you'll start thinking that, oh, I am I lower. You start thinking, hey, you are better than me. You are better than me. So I'm not about, it's not so much about me at all. It's about you. It's about, so Krishna is the idea. They don't talk about Krishna and the devotees first, and then talk about ourselves. That's the then talk about ourselves, not the other way, where, I'm talking about myself first. No, talk about the others first. Everyone is better than me. Talk about others. Think about others and think about serving others. And in this consciousness that I am here to serve them, like that. And they are better than me. And that is my happiness. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be in this position. That's it. Like that. That's the idea. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So those were my few thoughts, starting from this point, that we have to practice this idea that like we do it in writing. I'm your servant. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. This one that we are writing. So we keep writing it, but we don't just write it. We speak it, visualize it, and we physically do it. And that will help us thinking that way. And so we cultivate this consciousness. I'm your servant, but that cannot happen unless we think that I am lower, or they are better than me. So I want to become a servant who is deeply conscious, fully willing, and ever increasingly ecstatic. I want to become that kind of I would like to become that kind of a servant. And whole process of Krishna consciousness is meant to bring me to that consciousness. That is the consciousness of the people in the spiritual world. That is Vaikuntha consciousness. I can't feel that way unless I realize that others are better than me. And that others better than me is for the devotees and eventually for everyone. Yeah. And that's what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, all of these are saying. How is this possible? And that is possible because the whole earth is one family. We know Vasudhaiva Kutumbikam. That is Vasudev's Kutumbikam. Everybody is part of Krishna's family. I am part of Krishna's family. Everybody is Krishna's. Krishna is everybody's. Yeah. So he is my father means everybody else is my brother. And so if they are mine, then why is it that why should I feel more happiness when I gain something as compared to when they gain something? I should be similarly happy, even more happy eventually, when they get something as compared to when I get something. And so that's the consciousness I want to cultivate that way. And that's the way I want to help them get more and more for Krishna, like that. And so that is the consciousness I want to practice more and more, to be the servant of the servant of the servant, to serve somebody else's service is my goal. And how do I cultivate the consciousness with the juniors also? Is by realizing that if they were in my position, if they had the facility which I have, then they would have also done much better than me. So I focus on that. And I gave you the example of Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, right? So let me get out of the consciousness of trying to prove myself. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to serve others in their seva, in their success. And with this right consciousness that everyone is better than me, and I'm here to serve them in their service to Krishna. And I am fully conscious, deeply willing, and very happy to be in this position more and more. Hare Krishna. Any comments from anybody? Hari Bol.
If we want to say like why everyone is better than us,
Huh?
is there any logic also behind it?
Is there any logic behind everybody is better than me?
Yeah.
So you're not thinking there is logic in what we
I'm seeing there is a like good effect if we think that way.
Achha.
But like if there is logic and
The
any
logic
other,
is this, that
okay,
if they had the same facility which I had, they would have done better than me. How do you know they would have not?
But that won't apply to everyone.
Why?
This might be applicable to like few where you can easily see those who have that.
No, you can think. Let's say you take any example. Which example you want to take?
So take an example of any who have the better facility than me.
Yes,
It won't be applying to those, right?
yes, but there is some facility they may not have as much as you. It's possible. You have to think about it. Take an example. Like, so there is some facility you may
Say
find that
Prime
they have
Minister
better than
Modi.
you. Huh?
Say Prime Minister Modi.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So Prime Minister Modi, has. So first of all, what seva he is able to do, and do you think we are able to do better seva than him? We have to first of all see how much more he is able to do. You can see.
No, but
Some ways
facility
that,
wise,
huh?
yeah, that is fine. But facility wise, he is better, right?
But he's also deliver better results in so many ways.
Yeah, that's right.
And he also worked to get that facility. He was like a
Right.
chai wala before. How did he get to that level?
Okay, so you're saying those who have the better facility, you think that they are contributing more, just that way you will be able to.
See, the question is somehow or other, first of all,
Mhm.
you not in a way to this thing, but somehow or other find in somebody else that if they are, see, what is the material this thing is about, somehow or other find that, okay, you can be one extreme that somehow or other somehow or other that I am better than others. That is a general thing, which people have, even if they may not explicitly say it, but they feel that way, that somehow or other I am better than the other person. Yeah. So, and some people are in the middle. No, I am better than some people, and some people are better than me. But I'm also there. But the thing is, in the spiritual world, everybody is of the consciousness that the other person is better than me. Because if you think of a society of people who are who will be basically, what will be the ideal society where everybody is thinking the other person is better than him? Isn't it? That will be won't that be the happiest society?
Yeah.
Won't that be a happiest society that everybody is thinking? Now you are saying that, well, I'm just thinking that way, but that's not exactly true. But
yeah, result wise, if you think
yeah,
that is going to be have better
yeah.
yield. Yeah, that I agree. But I was thinking like any other reason. So
Any other reasons
other
why?
reason that
I'm just
that
thinking this way. Well, the thing is that so how would you say about all these saints? They are thinking this way, but they are not just trying to think this way because that will give better results. They are actually, that is their understanding. So the greatest people have this understanding. So they, how should I say? Maybe I also think about it a little bit. Like Rupa Goswami, he was saying that this Jagai and Madhai, who were like some gundas during the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, they didn't work under the Muslims. We are serving the Muslims, kings. So we are lower than this Jagai and Madhai, who were actually gundas completely. They were doing the worst possible things, stealing, raping, or you name it, basically. They were doing every possible worst things which can be done. But Rupa Goswami, who is the foremost disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was actually saying that we are lower than Jagai and Madhai, because Jagai and Madhai never served the Mlecha kings, but we did. So this is basically the consciousness which the saintly acharyas have. Now, you may say, but that's not exactly true that Rupa Goswami is lower. But the yeah, you kind of caught me there also in one way. I don't know if Nityavarang Prabhu also wants to say something. But yeah, this is a good, it's a very good question in that way, which needs to be.
So I think in that way, I mean,
Yeah, but
I
you
also
see, the
practice
point
it
is that if I
sometimes.
think that way, but the back of my mind, if I am thinking that that's not exactly true.
Yeah, one point logic I find is everyone is unique. That I think easily agreeable, because you can see it just by fingerprint or anything. So if everyone is unique, then everyone has a purpose. So we just help them achieve their purpose. So that way, if we serve them to achieve that purpose, or help them elevate to, or unlock them if they are locked anywhere, then that way it will, you are somewhat aligned, that you are just better to serve them, because the uniqueness that they have, you are not even close to that uniqueness, or you don't even know that. That way I'm able to actually think of anyone above or below, and then easily truly serve them.
But then you can easily get into that. Why should you help them? Why not just keep helping yourself?
Yeah.
Your own uniqueness. You can keep
Yeah.
thinking about, I want to develop my own uniqueness. I can get caught up in that also.
Yeah.
And eventually it will come when they have to choose between their interest and your interest.
Correct.
So then if you're only caught up in that, then you will gradually, not automatically, kind of lean towards, I will take care of my interest. That's the material consciousness. It's eventually I comes into the picture.
Logically
It will finally come to that I am coming into the picture that way. But actually, in that sense, ये थोड़ा सा बहुत अच्छा question है, but when it comes to a relationship that way, it will go beyond that. Also, this mathematical, logical conclusion. Because first of all, how do you even know, by the way, first of all, that you are better than that person? You don't, or you say you don't compare at all, like that way. But actually, वो possible नहीं होगा, वो कभी वो compare हो ही जाएगा, actually.
कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड है सारा ही।
हाँ,
आप देखो आपकी जो
वो पूरा कंपेयर हो ही जाएगा कि मत कंपेयर करो दूसरे से, खुद पे याद है, लेकिन वो हो जाएगा एंड में, और इवेंचुअली यू विल कीप फॉर योर ओन
एडमिशंस एग्जाम्स।
So we do not have any overall overview of everything, by the way, because you may think that I am better than this person in this aspect. How do you know that person is not better than you in so many other aspects? How do you know that? How do you know? Correct. I don't know, right? I may know something about you. I don't know everything about you. So how do I know it is a junior person, I am better than that person? I can't. Correct. आपको सड़क पे एक भिखारी दिख रहा है. How do you know you are better than that भिखारी? You never know about him so much, whatever. Or even if you know some many good things about some person, you never know. There's no way you can know about that person completely, right? You don't have the full picture. Only God has that full picture. So then the question then comes that, where are you going to put your thinking and your energy on? Is it, this is a good question. I'm not, this can be asked also to some acharyas. It's a good, definitely good. It's like, okay, don't compare, and just keep serving that way. But actually, वो एक तो वो पॉइंट है ही कि इवेंचुअल गोल ही हमारा ये है, तो स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में जाना है। स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में सब लोग ऐसे ही हैं जो सोचते हैं कि एवरीबॉडी इज बेटर देन मी, एंड दे सर्व फ्रॉम दैट कॉन्शियसनेस एक्चुअली। Whether they are better than him or not, there is no way for us to know. That's the one thing. And first of all, I don't have the ability to know that way. So I have to just cultivate something what will be the best for the seva. In that sense, also we can think. I don't have a logical ability to understand if somebody is better than me or not. I can't. There's no way. No? I mean, I can capture some aspect. I can't capture the whole thing. I can't understand anybody else completely. So the right consciousness which Krishna wants us to develop is, you can't know everything. So you better focus on something by which you will develop the deeper respect for the person. And that is by looking at the things in which they are better than you, and that way feel that, oh, they are better than me in this thing. Well, they are better than me. That's it. They just stop at that, because you can't know at other things, you know, oh, well, but this place I'm better than him, this place I'm better than him, and all that. And as soon as you start thinking I'm better than him in something, obviously it will lead to pride and lust, and these are so those results will automatically follow that way. Whereas with this will follow the results of, you know, humility and these and other things. So you are, as you were also agreeing that, yeah, those results are good, right? So those with that results in mind itself, first of all, we should do it. And maybe the logical part, we can understand that there is no way for me to overall understand any of these things. There is no way for me to overall understand and box a person whether I am better or he is better. I can only look at certain things. So I want to focus on looking at those things. I want to zone in, you know, what is it called? Zoom in, essentially, on those things where he is better than me. And that way I want to deal with him. And in those things, that's at least it is true. So with that consciousness, that is my focus of my whole thing. And that develops that respect. But overall, I can't, there's no way for me to understand kind of anyways. So I just focus on that one thing and then expand that thing. And that's the way I deal with everybody in this world, like that. There can be probably better answer to this, but that's what it's a, in that way. And that we know all the beautiful results we know which come from that. A good relationship will come from that. Humility, understand, all the good qualities will come from that. Everything will spring automatically from that. If you realize that I can't know everything, but I know this one thing, this person is better than me in this thing, and I want to serve him, therefore, in that mood. In that mood of service would not happen if I am continuously only thinking that, yeah, okay, some things I'm good, some things he is good, let me serve him. How will that proper mood of service come? The proper mood of service will come. Let's say, either I'm better than him, I'm thinking, or I'm thinking, okay, we are, you know, kind of in the equal this thing. No, if you think that, because automatically you can see, for people who you think to be better than you, you are able to serve them with more of your heart. It will kind of happen that way, in a genuine way. Other people, you will serve them, but in a way that, hey, I'm better than you, but I'm, you know, I'm in a higher position, but I'm still trying to serve you that way. That's not the real service. The real service is putting yourself lower and then serving them. That is the mode of seva, because he is my master. And that is the eventual goal of this thing. So just zone in, focus on that, some parts where you can see, and just be in that reality. Because the other reality, and anyway, you can also think that way, whatever good I have is only gift of Krishna. That's the other point. He may take that away anytime. So what do I have anyways? So this is another point. any talent, any this and other things. That's not, it's only Krishna's mercy on me. I don't have any of these things that way. He may, like that. So that way also I can think. But now don't get into, well, what for the others also it's like that. I don't know about the others. I can't, with them, Krishna would have given them permanently or whatever, like that. But in my case, Krishna has given me as a loan any of these things which are there, and he may take it away. It's not mine. So what do I have? I have nothing in that sense. So that way everyone is better than me. That's another thing I can think of. But anyway, these are, I think this can be discussed more. If you have any other points, or I don't know, Nityavarang Prabhu, I think is not even there now. I don't hear from him anything. So, but this can be discussed next time, maybe.
Next time karte hain.
Yeah. But does that make sense to you? It's very nice you asked this that way. Does that make sense to you? Anything else you want to say to that?
वो हमने पहले डिस्कस किया था ना एक बार कि अगर आपका प्रेम भाव आ जाए तो फिर वो सब सुपरसीड कर देता है। उससे ज्यादा बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग आती है इसकी। नहीं तो फिर वो ऊपर नीचे वाले में उसमें भी सेटल चीजें और आ जाती हैं। फिर नेक्स्ट टाइम डिस्कस करते हैं। मैं भी प्रिपेयर करके आता हूँ थोड़ा।
हाँ, देखिए अगर आपको कुछ और सुनने को मिलता है, वो यानी या बोल रहे हो कि अगर प्रेम भाव आ जाता है, या आई मीन दिस इज लव एनीवे। इन लव यू आर थिंकिंग द अदर पर्सन
जितना एक्सपेंड करोगे तो वो जितना एक्सपेंड करोगे उससे आई थिंक सारी चीजें सोल्व हो जाती हैं।
फाइनली तो लव में यही है ना, एक्चुअली द रियल लव इज यू आर ओनली पुटिंग द अदर पर्सन, द रियल लव you are actually is real deep service. Yes, and in deep service you are putting the other person actually higher than you. You have deeper respect for that person.
हाई लो वाली चीज होती नहीं, मतलब फिर वो ये इक्वेशन कम हो जाती है, सिंपल हो जाता है।
No, that's the point.
इक्वेशन डालते उतनी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बढ़ती जाती है।
नहीं, actually this is the point here. People try to say there is no high or low, we are all in the same. But the devotee is saying, no, I am lower than you, you are higher than me. He serves from that. This is the point. In this material world, जो आप रेगुलर से लोगों में सुनोगे ना आजकल कोई भी सेशंस में, सेमिनार्स में, अच्छा सब यही बोलेंगे कोई हाई लो नहीं है, और ये वेस्टर्न कॉन्शियसनेस भी है, कोई हाई लो नहीं है, सब सेम है। ओके सबको रिस्पेक्ट करो फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव। एवरीबडी इज सेम, नो हाई और लो। But the Vedic consciousness is totally opposite. No, you fall at the other person's feet. Don't say hi to them. ये बहुत क्रिटिकल पॉइंट है, हाई लो ही है। अच्छा, it is not about being the same. It's not. They are trying to Western or modern thing is everyone is the same. And that way they are trying to develop kingdom of God. Everyone is at the same level. They are trying to say that everyone is at the same level. From that you develop respect, love, care. They are trying to get to the same point. Respect, love, care, all of things. Everybody is at the same level. सब मॉडर्न जगह आपको यही मिलेगा, जनरली यही मिलेगा। उसके बेसिस पे वो लोग एस्टैब्लिश कर रहे हैं। वैकुंठा कॉन्शियसनेस क्या है? नो, आई एम, इट्स नॉट द सेम लेवल। Guru is higher, Krishna is higher. First of all, God is higher. अभी इसमें तो God भी गायब हो जाएगा भाई। Why God is higher than, if everybody is the same level, God is also at the same level. Why God is higher? नहीं, लेवल वाली कहानी, मतलब लेवल वाली ही कहानी लानी है, यही बोल रहा हूँ मैं। हाँ, अच्छा, लेवल वाली ही कहानी लानी है। मतलब why God is at a higher level? Why not? Why is it not? फिर लॉजिक डिस्कस करेंगे इसका। No, अब मैं अभी डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ, because this became very exciting now. अच्छा, I will say it now only, because this is the fundamental point. Modern consciousness is, I want to get all of these things. They want respect also. They want to have respect in the society, love in the society, care, understanding, humility, you name it. Don't they want this? They want all of this. But they will say everybody is at the same level, including God. Because you can't have, okay, God is at a different level, hum log sab ek jagah pe hai. Because if God is at a higher level, you also have to start acting in a way God wants you to act. Correct? Now, if you think of a father, yourself as a father, would you be happy if your one son is thinking himself that I am, my sister is better than me. I'm actually, but he's not morose because of that. He's enthusiastic to serve her because of that. He's humble because of that. He's not caught up in himself. He is trying to serve the other person because of that. So Vaikuntha consciousness mein God is higher, devotees are higher, everybody is higher, but it doesn't lead to moroseness. That's what I was saying. It leads to genuine, deep respect and service. It leads to genuine, deep respect and service. Whether I'm not default here, why should you become morose if you are lower? Why? If they are also same as you, they are yours, right? Why doesn't that make you happier? And everybody cannot be at the, again, no, but everybody is same. Why same? Why not higher? Why same? That is the point. Why should you be at the same level? Why shouldn't they be at a higher level than you? Keep working towards making them higher and higher and higher. That's develop that consciousness. Keep falling at their feet. So this is spiritual consciousness. Why am I falling at the feet then? Just as a show, if I'm at the same level also. No, I am realizing I'm at a lower level because I see your good qualities. My focus is on your good qualities. And and whatever good I have is anyway not mine. That way. So this is the point, which is modern consciousness mein they want to keep everybody at the same. Krishna consciousness mein, traditional consciousness mein, we want to develop this consciousness that they are better. And we are ecstatic with that. Just like the father is happy when the son becomes even higher than the father. And that makes him happier. That's the idea. This is the. Otherwise, why are they making us write that way? All that your servant, this, you are. Why are they saying like that? Why? There's no reason for them to. Why is the Acharya saying that I'm lower than the swarm in the stool? He doesn't have to say that. He can say we are all at the same level. There's no question of high or low. You and I are the same. No. He's not saying that. So we have to take from the Acharyas. We're not going to take from the modern consciousness. From there, why Prabhupada, we'll find that Prabhupada said, why Vaikuntha consciousness is everybody is better than me. Not Vaikuntha consciousness is everybody is at the same level. No, everybody is not at the same level. I am at a level below you. You are at a level higher than me. That makes me ecstatic. Hari Bol, Jai. So that's the idea. That's why Anurag Sharma is the highest here. Balram Leela Das is lower. Balram Leela Das is not at the same level as Anurag Sharma. This is the reality. This is the understanding. So the fight between devotees happens as to who is lower. They are fighting also. They fight actually with each other.
But high-low ke chakkar mein, means if you are serving only because they are high, that's also not good.
No, you are serving, but why are you saying only because they are high? You are serving because they are your brothers. That's the point. They are brothers. That's right. They are brothers. They are.
So brotherhood is what? It's the
Yes, but not at the same level. He is better than this brother of mine is better than me. That is why he has to be served, not me. If there is a choice of who has to be served, who will be served? Tell me. Well, both are the same. No. If there is a choice who has to be served, he has to be served because he is better than me. Ab theek hai? भाई तो आएगा ही भाई. If two people
Okay.
come and they say, I want to do seva, or one person comes, and it's you and your brother, who should they should serve? Tell me. Who they should serve?
तो जो बेटर है उसको क्यों सर्व करो, सर्व
हाँ.
उसको करो जो बेटर नहीं है, सो दैट ही बिकम मोर बेटर.
नहीं
वो
नहीं,
फंस
वो
जाएंगे
एक
हम यहाँ
अलग
पे.
पॉइंट है. नो नो, but he can utilize that, sir. No, that's the point. The eventual goal is service to Krishna. Okay, not about making another person. So आप अपने
हम ये
आप
कर सकते
अपने
हैं. हाँ.
कंपनी में ही देख, आप अपनी कंपनी में ही देख लो. एक जन आ रहा है काम करने के लिए, ठीक है, वो 2 जगह पर ये कर रहा है. फाइनली रिजल्ट आपको चाहिए ना कुछ अच्छा.
हाँ हाँ, तो इसमें ये
आप
ऐसे बोले ना,
आप
इसको
उसको अच्छे रिजल्ट के लिए नहीं लगाओगे.
इस फंक्शन को अगर ऑप्टिमाइज करना है, वी कैन से दैट कि we want to maximize the serving to Lord, and
Yes,
other person they are serving better than us
yes,
to Lord.
yes,
So that's how we can optimize this function.
yes.
तो फिर ठीक है.
That's a good way of
जी,
putting it.
हाँ, तो
That's
this
why
is simple
God
way.
is the highest. God is the best. He needs to be
हम्म,
served.
हम्म,
वो पॉइंट ही हटा दिया ना इन लोगों ने. इसलिए तो सबसे पहला उन्होंने वही पॉइंट हटा दिया मॉडर्न उसमें. इसीलिए अब हो गया कि हाँ हाँ भैया, इसको भी हेल्प करो, उसको भी हेल्प करो, उसको भी हेल्प करो, मुझे ही हेल्प कर दो. नो, God is the highest. He needs to be served. That's that's and in that and then this person can serve God better than me. So you serve him.
तो इसमें
And
ओवरऑल
I also
विजिबिलिटी
should
आ
serve
गई
him because
एंड टू एंड.
this person is. तो गॉड का ही तो हटा दिया उन लोगों ने.
अच्छा.
तो पहले सबसे पहले तो गॉड ही को हटा दिया. तो बिकॉज
हम्म,
गॉड को हटा दिया तो हायरार्की तो वहीं आ गई.
हाँ,
और यहाँ
फिर
पर
ठीक
आप
है.
देखोगे जो भी ये जो मॉडर्न लैंग्वेज है, नहीं नहीं नहीं, बस जो नीचे है उसको ऊपर उठाओ. ये वो जो भी है, जो नीचे है उसको ऊपर. बेसिकली द मेन पॉइंट इज कि भगवान की सेवा हो एंड में. और जब भगवान की
हाँ, तो
सेवा हो तो सबकी सेवा
ये
हो.
अब इसमें ये वाला पॉइंट मिसिंग था अभी तक कर
हाँ,
रहे थे.
you can say that. Yes,
हाँ,
yes, yes. So I will make it.
तो इस
God
फंक्शन
is the
को अब.
highest. He has to be served. So somebody has to be served who is able to serve God better, and that person is able to serve God better than me. That I have to focus on. I have to focus on the fact that he is better than me, and let people
करेक्ट.
serve him that way.
तो उसमें आप ब्लाइंडली सर्व नहीं करोगे,
हाँ,
यू ब्लाइंडली सर्व नहीं करोगे उसमें. सो यू विल माइट फाइंड सम ऑफ द थिंग्स that he is doing which is not serving God, so you might not motivate or serve them for doing those things. So this way it is good direction.
हाँ, yeah, you may not, yeah,
भी आ रहा है, otherwise it was blind, it was
हाँ,
blind serve. तो
yeah,
यहाँ
yeah.
पे clear है, एक मिशन है, उस मिशन के लिए जो कर रहा है you will serve those.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. I mean, see, हाँ, finally वो direction लेना है कि finally how God is getting served. That is the
Yes, yes.
that's the key
हाँ,
point. So we keep following. If the people who are not serving God in any way, they are better than me, I can see that. But that doesn't mean I'm following I have to follow the direction of the acharyas in a way.
correct.
They are who are really serving God. But I am respecting them for the things that they are better than me. I'm respecting them for that. That doesn't mean, I can see even an ant is better than me in something. That doesn't mean I'm going to follow that ant. That I like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is not saying I'm going to follow the worm in the stool. He's saying he's better than me. He's seeing some better quality in that person than me, like that. But I follow the acharya, that way. Follow the guru, follow the gurus in that way. But yeah, anyway, so this one point also came that, because God is being served, God is the highest. That's why we try to serve. So, so that's why आप में वो आएगी ही नहीं फीलिंग कि people should serve me. जब तक आप ये नहीं कर पाओगे, जब तक आप ये नहीं करोगे ना, तब तक आपको ऐसा लगता रहेगा, आप में वो फीलिंग रहेगी कि people should serve me also. But if you realize that no, I'm nothing, then it's never a question of the people should serve me, which is the right consciousness. It's not, otherwise पूरे दुनिया में यही चल रहा है, हाँ मेरी सेवा करो, मेरी सेवा करो. तो यहाँ पर जाके नहीं, मैं तो कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, मेरी सेवा कुछ भी, मेरी सेवा तो कुछ है ही नहीं. Whatever I have a chance to serve Krishna, And under the direction of Guru, if I have takes help from somebody, that is service to my Guru only, not to me. That way. These are anyway some points like that, but it can be churned more. It can be churned more. But we know this is the ultimate reality because we have heard this from the Gurus. So we take that point, and that's where, how do we reach there? Through our logic, to whatever extent we can reach there. But finally, we have to come to the point, because Acharya said that, because that is the Vaikuntha consciousness, because that's a true love consciousness, that everyone is better than me. Everyone is better than me. Not everyone is the same. everyone is better than me is the goal. You will not find that in the modern this thing so much. That is where they will be in a why are they fighting against that? It's really fundamentally wrong, because they are thinking that will make us morose and all that. But no, the spiritual people do not become morose because of that. For them it doesn't matter. It makes them more ecstatic. It makes them more ecstatic because it makes Krishna more ecstatic. It makes them more ecstatic to understand things this way, to follow things this way. They are more ecstatic this way instead of being at the same level. No same level. They go sabse niche rehne do. Hari bol. I want to be the lowest. That way. And eternally I want to be the lowest. I have no desire to go up. They want to go up and become happy. I'm already deeply happy by being the lowest. This is the ulta consciousness. उल्टा पलट के रख देगा basically. पलट के रख देगा. This पलट के रख देना is going to take us to Vaikuntha, because Vaikuntha में सब उल्टा ही है. यहाँ पे हमारा उल्टा है. यहाँ पे सब उल्टा है. गोल वही चाह रहे हैं, उल्टे तरीके से जा रहे हैं. लोग वही गोल चाहेंगे, हम वो सीधा जो तरीका है उससे जाएंगे. It's called a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. वैकुंठा का उल्टा है. ये कुंठा वाली जगह है, वो वैकुंठ वाली जगह है. सब उल्टा है. नीचे अपने आप को मानते हैं और नीचे ही और जाने की कोशिश करते रहते हैं. यहाँ पर ऊपर मानते हैं और ऊपर ही जाने की कोशिश करते रहते हैं. सेवा भी करते हैं तो अंदर से ये भाव थोड़ा सा रह ही जाएगा कि मैं सेवा कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ, यही तो कहानी है.
तो ये
exactly.
तो वो कैसे जाएगा? वो तभी जाएगा जब सही में समझोगे कि मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ. मैं जिसकी सेवा कर रहा हूँ वो मेरे से ऊंचा है. नहीं तो सारे सोशल वर्क में तो यही चल रहा है. मैं खिला रहा हूँ इसको.
हाँ,
मैं कर रहा हूँ ये, मैं कर रहा हूँ ये. बोलेंगे नहीं, चाहे गुप्त दान ही कर दें, लेकिन अंदर तो यही बैठा हुआ है कि मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैंने किया, और मैंने किसी को बताया भी नहीं है, तो मैं भी और भी ऊंचा हूँ. एंड में तो ये आ गया कि मैं ऊंचा हूँ. तो जेन्युइनली डीप विद इन दी हार्ट कैसे लेकर आओगे कि मैं ऊंचा नहीं हूं? तब वो भगवान आएंगे ना तभी. एक तो सब भगवान ही करवा रहे हैं बस, तो भगवान के बिना वो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. दैट्स द पॉइंट. वो भगवान को ही तो इन्होंने हटा दिया. भगवान को लेकर आना है मुझे. एवरीथिंग गॉड इज गिवन टू मी, एवरीथिंग गॉड इज गिवन, एवरीथिंग डिवोटीज ने दिया है, सब कुछ मेरा तो कुछ भी नहीं है. मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, जीरो. उसमें मुझे कैसे, उसमें मैं अल्टीमेट खुश हूं. ये कला जब आ जाएगी तब पहुंचोगे वैकुंठ. हरि बोल. जय
जय.
चलिए, बहुत लेट हो गया आज, लेकिन आज कंटिन्यू हो गया. बट वेरी गुड डिस्कशन प्रभु. लेट्स वी कैन टेक इट अप नेक्स्ट टाइम आल्सो, द सेम टॉपिक. हरि बोल. जय.
जय.